皆さん、英語のそーたです。
Hey everyone, it's Sean.
皆さん、お久しぶりです。今後のためにも、今一度配信スケジュールのご案内をさせていただければと思うんですが、基本的に台本なし英会話レッスンは現在、2週配信して1週お休み、2週配信して1週お休みのスケジュールで配信をさせていただいています。で、ちょうど、前々回の番組をですね、僕が体調不良によって休んでしまったことによって少しスケジュールを複雑化させてしまっているんですが、仮に、こちらの事情でお休みになってしまった場合も大変申し訳ないんですが、そのスケジュールの通りに進めていきたいなと思っております。なので先週お休みだったと思うんですけれども、それは本来のお休みの週でして、ちょうど前々回僕は休んでしまったのでね、また休みかっていう風になってしまったかもしれないんですけれども、基本的に2週配信して1週お休みの形でこれからも進めさせていただきたいなと思いますので、よろしくお願いします。今週の配信あるいはお休みなどは基本的にいつも SNS 台本なし英会話レッスンであったり、あるいは英語のソータインスタグラムストーリーであったり、いろんな SNS から発表していますので、ぜひそちらの方もフォローしてチェックをしていただければと思います。Oh, by the way, so Sean, you moved to a new apartment.
Yeah.
And how is it?
I love it. It's so great.
Love it?
We talked about it in the last podcast episode, but I didn't think it would be as good as it is. It's so much better than I expected.
Like how?
I'm so happy. Like everything about it is just better, right? It's bigger than my old apartment. It's cheaper than my old apartment. It's quieter than my old apartment. It's newer than my old apartment.
That's great.
Everything is perfect. So being picky paid off.
Yeah, we talked about it at
Right?
the restaurant.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
はい、ショーンもね、最近引っ越しをしまして、で僕も一人暮らしを始めまして、最近僕たちの SNS はね、一人暮らし情報を、英語と絡めて発信していることが多いんですけれども、ショーンどう新しいアパートメントと聞いたところも全部が完璧らしくて、さっきも一緒にお昼ご飯食べてたんですけど、もう完璧でみたいに言っててそうよかったねっていうお話をしてたんですけれども、そんな様子は、英語のソータのインスタグラムストーリーであったり、あとはショーン・ブラッドリー1986ですかねはい、などのインスタが一番更新多いかなと思うのと、最近さ、ツイッターにさ、フリート機能っていうのがついたじゃん。Do you know the new function, Fleet, on
Yes.
Twitter?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
It's like Instagram stories.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love it.
Are you going to use it?
Yes. And I already did it.
Oh, okay.
And I've been using it.
See, it always bugs me when social media copies other social media things. It's like the reason I use Instagram is because I like the Instagram stories. So Twitter feels like it's copying that, So, but now I have to update my Twitter Instagram stories and my Instagram stories as well. So.
I feel you. It's so stressful for us. Like, we need to do so many things.
Right.
そう、僕たち配信者にとってはなんか機能が増えちゃうと、これも更新しなきゃ、あれも更新しなきゃって結構ストレスというか、ストレスというよりは、やらなきゃっていう概念がまた増えるのがすごいってなる時もあるんですけど、僕は個人的にそのツイッターのね、新しいフリート機能をすごい気に入っていて、なぜかというと僕は I'm a huge fan of Instagram stories なので、もうインスタストーリー大好きなんですよ。24時間で消える、もうしょうもないことをポンポン載せれるのが。なのでツイッター英語のソータの方も、毎日英会話フレーズ更新してたんですけど、そのフリートの方も、最近はアップしているので、ぜひ検索していただいてみていただければと思います。Okay, so Sean, are you ready?
Yes.
今、ソーンって言いそうだった。ショーンがちょっと笑ってたからさ、これはごまかさないだって。Okay, Sean, are you ready? みたいな感じになっちゃって。
Sean is ready. Sean is ready.
Okay, one more time. So, Sean, are you ready?
I'm ready.
ソータと
Sean の
台本なし英会話レッスン
Episode 149.
Okay, what is the topic for episode 149, Sean?
Today's topic is zombies.
はーい、お疲れ様。He set it up and he was so ready to play it. そうもうこのさ番組が始まる前になんか音探して交換をどれにしようとかって言って、そういうねショーンの姿もぜひ皆さんご想像していただいて、今回のお題はゾンビでございます。So there is a reason why we are going to talk about this. So if you haven't listened to the episode, please listen to it. Like it was the episode of Halloween,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
He went crazy and then he started, talking about zombies and he couldn't stop it. He kept on talking and talking and talking and, I couldn't control him.
Yeah.
But, it turned out that part was so popular among our listeners.
I was
and
surprised.
Everyone loved it.
Everyone loved it. Because even when we were recording, I remember you were saying like, "Really? Do I have to translate what you just said?" And I'm like, "Yeah, come on, And you're like, "No, I'm gonna cut that part out." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then we had so many people message us and saying, "Yeah, I really want to know like more about zombies." And like Sean was kind of otaku about zombies.
Yeah,
so.
I was shocked and surprised because everyone loved it. So we decided to focus on the exclusive topic, zombies. はい、少し前のハロウィンのエピソードをまだお聞きでない方はぜひ聞いていただきたいんですが、ショーンがちょっと頭おかしくなりまして番組中にね Go crazy っていうのはこういう風に使います。 Can you spell it crazy?
Crazy, C-R-A-Z-Y.
はい、go crazy でこう、go なんとかでその状態になるっていう風によく使うんですけれども、go crazy にすると、形容詞を置いていただいて、ちょっとおかしくなっちゃうと。話しててね、ショーンちょっともうふわーってなっちゃって、もうゾンビとの戦い方とか、ゾンビに囲まれたらどうすべきかみたいなことを語り始めて止まらなくなってしまって、で僕は心配してたわけですよ、番組中。これどうなるのかなと、この映画番組これ大丈夫かなと思ってたんですけど、思いのほか It turned out後ろに文章をつけると綺麗にねこううまく使えるんですけれども、 Can you spell it?
Yeah, it turns out, it turns T-U-R-N-S and then out O-U-T.
はい、何々だと分かる、判明する、後ろに文章を入れてあげてください。 It turned out it was so popular、すごいそれが人気だったっていうことが皆さんの中でねこう楽しいトークだったっていうことが後々判明しまして、では exclusive, can you spell it?
Exclusive. How many spellings?
オンパレードだよね。そうよね。いやちょっと
So many.
だってさ We are going to cover zombies today.
Okay,
so,
okay. Exclusive. E-X-C-L-U-S-I-V-E.
はい、これ独占のっていう単語なんですけれども、今日はね皆さん覚悟してください。ゾンビについてずっと語っていくわけですから、ちょっと英語の解説しとかなあかんなと思って最初にこれ入れたんですけれども、エクスクルーシブは独占のなので、ゾンビ独占のエピソードをお届けしたいなと思います。で、貴重なねiTunes のコメントいただきまして、こうスペリングいらないんじゃないかというお声もあったんですけれども、やはり初歩の方々にとってはこのスペリングだったりとか、他の意味を調べるという意味でスペリングがあると、こういうふうに使うんだっていうのをタイピングしてね調べていただけるかなと思うので、中級上級の方々にとってはもしかしたらちょっとね無駄なパートになって聞き苦しい部分もあるかもしれないんですけれども、初級の方々のためにもスペリングを続けていきたいなと思いますので、ご理解いただけたらなと思います。 Okay, so I'll leave it to you. You can do whatever you like. So talk about zombies.
Well, first of all, you're interested in zombies too, right?
Oh yeah, I do love zombies too.
You
actually.
like Walking Dead, right?
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, yeah. Resident Evil.
I prefer it.
Oh, okay. The Resident Evil movies or the Resident Evil games?
Both, but
Oh,
movies.
the movies are better. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I find with movies especially and TV shows, so Walking Dead and Resident Evil movies, Dawn of the Dead movies, 28 Days Later. Have you seen that one?
No.
So every movie seems to have a different type of zombie.
Really?
So sometimes the directors will say, okay, these zombies can run, or these zombies can't run, they can only walk, so they're much slower. These zombies are super strong, but these zombies are really weak. So there's different types. But I think in The Walking Dead, they're very kind of slow moving zombies and not strong, so they get killed very easily. But there's stronger types of zombies too, like in Resident Evil, the one that you've seen.
Yeah. And it was World War Z.
World War Z, yeah. So in that one, they can run as well, right?
so fast.
So fast. So what do you think is the scariest part about a zombie?
Scariest part.
Yeah.
You mean in any zombie scenes?
Yeah.
I like the technique, and then, they're so, good at surprising and entertaining the fans. So, suddenly, zombies show up, and then, oh, sorry, I can't.
So you mean in the actual movies?
Oh, yeah.
Right,
in actual
right.
movies, I like those scenes.
Yeah.
I feel really scared, but I personally love that ones.
Right, but what I mean is like what type of zombie is like what parts of the zombies like is the most scary? So which is scarier to you?
Body part?
No, I mean like so zombies that can run and zombies that can walk.
Oh, I see.
Which is scarier to you?
Yes, suddenly shows
Suddenly
up.
show up. So ones that can run,
Yeah.
scarier.
Okay.
So zombies that can
So
run.
hard to explain. ちょっと待ってください。皆さんね、これ、僕がタジタジしてるように見えるかもしれないですけど、冷静に考えてみてください。ゾンビのタイプを聞かれ、どんなそのシーンのどういうタイプのところに、こう、ゾッとするかって、すごい、とてつもなく難しい質問をされてるっていうことはご理解いただきたいなと思うんですけれども。But yeah, suddenly it shows up.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah. Because I mean, like lots of people think that zombies that can run are the scariest, right?
Right.
But for me, I think it's the ones that can walk are the scariest.
Really?
Because you can't hear them. They're very, very slow. And like you were just saying, they can surprise you, right? So you probably find like a nice, safe area and you think, oh, okay, I can relax. But then maybe there's a zombie in the corner that's been so quiet you didn't even hear it, right? So like in the movies, they always use those kind of scenes to make you jump, right? You think, oh, okay, it's safe, we can relax, and then just like, boom, like suddenly a zombie jumps out. So slow moving zombies, I think, are the scariest.
Yeah, and also when the characters or we get bitten,
Yes.
that's the scariest part, I guess.
So with getting bitten by a zombie, do you think the pain of being bitten is the scary part, or the fact that you are going to turn into a zombie is the scary part?
What a silly question. That moment when, we get bitten.
Yeah.
Because, I always relate ourselves to the characters. And then, oh, please run and please escape.
Yes.
And then be safe. But, sometimes, guys go crazy like, oh, I'm okay, blah, blah, blah. I'll drink a beer or something. And then, like, they get bitten. And, the infections are really contagious.
Yeah.
Or things like that.
Yeah, it's always the people who say, no, I'm fine, it's okay. It's like, no, you're going to kill everyone. Yeah.
Those people die at first.
Those are the people that die first. Yeah. But yeah, I think for me, like the thought of getting bitten is like not the scary part. I think the bit that scares me is like coming back as a zombie. That would be the scary part.
And turning into zombies.
Turning into a zombie. Yeah.
Makes sense too. Can you spell it? Turn into.
Turn into. TURNINTO. Turn
はい。
into.
これ皆さんにも注意していただきたいんですけど turn to だとそっちの方向に向くっていう意味なんですけど into にするとその状態に変わるという変化を表しますなので例えば turn なんとか into なんとかの形にするとなんとかがその別のものに変わるっていうふうにも使えますし例えばさっきであれば、the person turned into a zombie その人がゾンビに変わっちゃったっていう風なそのまま turn into でもつなげて使ってましたが、こういう風にも使えますねなので、今のねこのお話をちょっと僕思わずマスク取りました I took off a mask because it was hard to speak 話すのがすごいもう難しくて It was so hard to follow your questions ショーンのさ難しい質問にさマスクつけながら話すとさもうついてかれへんと思ったから今思わずマスクパーッと取ってんけど今の何のお話をしてたのかっていうとこう怖いシーンはどこかとでショーン的には歩いてるところが怖いんですって で静かに歩いててパッと見たら角にゾンビがいてっていうのが怖かったり、僕の場合だったらこうね突然 show up ショーにアップでこれで出てくる突然現れるっていうような意味ですけれども、こう突然パッて出てきたりするのがすごい怖いかなと思うのと、あとは、ゾンビに何の話をしてるんやこれは何を真剣にこれ僕今日何回もこれ言うと思うけどさ、ふと我に返ったらさ、
Hey, this is what people want to know. This is what they ask.
何の話してるんやろと思うんやけどそう僕がその怖いなと他に思うところはこうゾンビに噛まれちゃうところと、で大体ね大丈夫さゾンビなんていないさとかって言ってビール飲んでくるぜみたいな感じで行った人に限って大体死ぬやんそう大体噛まれるやん、ほんで周りに迷惑かけるやんか。そうでああいうシーンを見てるとすごいなんかこう映画とか見てるときはそわそわするし怖いなってドキドキするなと。でもショーンが、怖いと思うのは噛まれるときよりもその turn intoこうゾンビに変わっちゃうところっていうお話が今まで出てきたところで、あとは get bitten で噛まれるっていう意味ですね。 Can you spell it?
Get bitten. G-E-T-B-I-T-T-E-N.
はい、受け身とかね自動体とかってすごいややこしいと思うんですけど、 bite 自体は噛むですけれども、噛まれるの時は B 動詞プラス bitten の形、アメリカ英語の場合は bitten T 消したり、イギリス英語も消すかな bitten
Bitten. Yeah, bitten.
の形でこう噛まれる、B 動詞かゲットなのかっていうのはこうゲットの方がその噛まれた瞬間I got bitten って言うとうわ今噛まれたっていう感じになるのと、B 動詞だとちょっと噛まれてた、もう噛まれちゃったみたいな過去の状態を表す微妙な違いかなと思うんですけれども、get bitten、モスキートとかにね噛まれる時とかもあると思うので、蚊とかにもね、蚊とかなんやヘビとかそうガーとかなんかに噛まれた時にぜひ使っていただきたいなと思います。 Okay, next part.
Yeah. So you were talking about Resident Evil and the movies. How did you get into zombie movies? What was it that made you interested?
My uncle was a huge fan of playing games.
Okay.
Like Final Fantasy or Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah,
those things we talked about before. And one of them he played was Resident Evil. And
Right.
I was also playing it and I was watching it next to him and next to my family. And then, it became a movie. And it was when I was junior high school or high school, and like every 3 years or every 2 years, new sequels came
Right.
out. So I was always excited about them. So, and also I liked the character about Resident Evil, like Zio, or do you know the character? Zio, Jiru.
Jill. Yeah.
Zio.
Jill Valentine. Yeah.
そう、ジョー・バレンタインとかカルロス・バレンタインとかやったかな。
Yeah.
I like those characters and they are in movies as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I love.
I see. So your
one.
connection was from the video games into the movies, and then you became interested.
Yeah,
in
and
it.
the characters.
Yeah, that's kind of similar to me.
Really?
Same thing. Yeah. When I was about 8 or 9 years old, I think. Like I've got an older brother, and he was into kind of like horror movies and things. And I remember one time he put on Dawn of the Dead. Have you ever seen Dawn of the Dead?
No, but you talked about it.
Yeah, it's like 1970s, I think. George Romero, the director, he's like very famous for making zombie movies. But his zombie movies are always connected to society. Like his movies are not just zombie movies. There's a social commentary connection. So in that movie, Dawn of the Dead, they are trapped in a shopping mall, like a shopping center. And all the zombies are coming to the shopping center and they're banging on the window, like, ooh, like, let us in, like banging on the window to get into the shopping center. And that whole movie was like a commentary on how people are so obsessed with buying items, right? That even when we are dead as zombies, we still want to go back to like the shopping center to buy things, right? So Dawn of the Dead wasn't just a zombie movie. It was like a social commentary. And that's what I found really interesting. That's how I got into zombies.
Interesting. So yeah, we can talk about, other movies and then, something we can get from that scenes in terms of the, social commentary.
Yeah.
面白いですね。やっぱりさすが台本なし英会話レッスン This is an educational program だからそうさすがですね、教育番組ですからこういう風に持っていってくれてよかったと思ったんですけれども、もうどうしようと思ってひたすらさゾンビのさタイプとかさなんか鳴き声とかの話で90分とかいったらどうしようかなと思ってたんですけど、ショーンが好きになった元々のきっかけ、以前の番組にも出ましたが Dawn of the Dead でしたっけ？
Dawn of the Dead, yeah.
Dawn of the Dead 死の夜明けみたいな役ですかね。1990年代とか、
ぐらい、
それぐらいの映画らしいんですけれども、それを見て好きになったと。でなんでそれで好きになったのかっていうと、ただゾンビが好きっていうよりはその人が作る世界観の中に必ず社会との関連性が風刺的であったりとか描写的に点在して散りばめられていると。で一つはそのゾンビがバーってゾンビ化して、街を歩いてる時にショッピングモールに行って、でそのスーパーのところの壁のところでうーって Can you do it? うーらしいですっていう風に泣いてると、あれは泣くというのか叫ぶというのか分かんないですけど、で、そこから表されているのは、人ってやっぱり死んでもどういう状況になっても食べ物とかそういうものを求めるスーパーに行くっていう、そういうのがなぜか描写されてたみたいなんですよね。そういう社会との関連性、何かゾンビを経由して世の中に伝えてるその映画の面白さっていうところからゾンビを好きになったっていうことなので、それがショーンが言ってたことじゃないんですけど、僕は感じ取ったのはゾンビの視点から見るこの世の中っていうところがショーン的にはすごい面白いのかなと思いました。そういう意味で他の映画とかドラマとかでもなんかそういうショーンの視点から見るゾンビを通してゾンビの視点から見たこの社会っていうものがどうなのかっていうのを見ていくと面白いんじゃないかなと思いました。さすがエデュケーショナルプログラムでございますね。So probably I got your point. Like you love the scenes where zombies are doing something, and then you can feel something from the zombies' perspectives.
Yes.
And that society social problems, or we can relate ourselves to zombies.
Yes.
That's what you like about.
Yeah, and it's not just the zombies too. Like, I mean, we mentioned it before about the survivors. There's always that one survivor in the group who's like, oh, I'm okay, I'm fine, and they drink a beer or something, and then they infect everybody and everybody dies, right? That is kind of like social commentary too.
That's true.
I mean, even now in the coronavirus situation, right? Right now we're wearing masks, yeah. But I imagine if this room was filled with people, there might be one person not wearing a mask, and they might say, "Oh, it's okay, it's fine." It's the same kind of thing. I mean, obviously zombies aren't real, but viruses are very much real, as we've learned. So, I mean, that's a kind of social commentary too. In a group of survivors, in a group situation, there's always going to be like one or two people who don't follow the system or don't follow the rules, or they put everybody else at risk by not doing something, right?
That's so interesting. Yeah, if you keep talking about, that point, I love this episode. But yeah, of course, sometimes you can go crazy like before.
But this is it. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I like zombie movies. Not because it's just like scary or whatever. It's because I look at it from like an artistic perspective, and I think, okay, there's zombies in this movie, but what is the director trying to say about our society now? Right?
So we can see how people act or how the society exists through zombies.
Exactly.
Yeah, in those movies. And then, as you said, sometimes people are really rude and they don't follow rules.
Yep.
And in that way, I think that movie, drama, Walking Dead is one of the best works, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. Because I mean, in Walking Dead, it is the end of civilization. All technology is gone. There's no internet, and electricity is very difficult to come by, and all of our luxury items that we take for granted have been taken away, and we are essentially reset to zero. Right? We're back to cavemen times where we have to hunt for food, and we have to wash our clothes in the river, and the washing machines are gone. It's all these things that we take for granted now, and those kind of TV shows and movies kind of show society all of these things that we take for granted, so that we should have more gratitude for the things that we have, because at any moment something terrible could happen and all of those things could be taken away.
And people are helping each other, and like I think Walking Dead is more than just a zombie drama.
Yeah.
So it shows a lot of things like humans' relationships and love, and what are important things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in Walking Dead as well, I think there's like different relationships. There's like gay and lesbian couples too, so it shows that even at the end of the world where there's nothing left, love and relationships are still the most important things. And it doesn't matter about gender or sexuality or whatever, because the important thing is, oh my God, there are zombies coming to kill us. So does it really matter about your sexuality or your relationship? No, that's not important. And that's the kind of commentary I think that they're trying to make.
Interesting. ちょっと訳しましょうかね。すごいいい会話。さすが台本なし英会話レッスン、エデュケーショナルプログラムって言いたいぐらい、本当に深い会話が今ね、行われてたので、まず gratitude, can you spell it?
Gratitude, G-R-A-T-I-T-U-D-E.
はい、感謝という意味ですが、grateful とかの形がね、こう変わっていく。grateful もよく使うから、can you spell it?
Grateful, G-R-A-T-E-F-U-L.
はい、結構すごい感謝してる時に使う I'm grateful for なんとかっていう風に使うのと、それの形が変わった感謝っていう gratitude っていう単語なんですけれども、そのショーンがこう言ってたこととして、僕も挙げた、例えばウォーキングデッドって、実は僕は母親がすごい映画とかドラマが好きで、1日に3本ぐらい見るんですよね。で、僕は全然そのウォーキングデッドとか興味なかったんですけど、もう10年ぐらい前かな、そのウォーキングデッドがパッて出た時に母親に、なんでこんな怖いやつ見てるのって言ってたら、いや、これはね、本当にただのゾンビ映画じゃないんだよと。こう、すごい人間のドラマとか、いろんなものがこう描写されてて、すごい深いのよねっていう話は聞いてたんですよね。それが今この会話の中にも現れ出てたなと思うんですけど、こうゾンビがショーンが好きな理由として、こうゾンビを通して見ることができるその社会の在り方であったり、人の行動であったり、例えば今のこのコロナの状況でもそうですけれども、マスクつけましょうねって国から言われていてもマスクをつけない人もいたりとか、こういうことは今しない方がいいですよねってなってても守れない人がいたりとか、必ずこういうトラブルがあった時にいるこう人たちの行動の仕方っていうのが、例えばゾンビ映画の中でも現れ出てたりしますよね。俺は大丈夫だからって言って周りに迷惑かけて結局みんなねこう被害を被るとか、やっぱりああいう人のなんか本質的なものだったりとか、あとはcan you spell it? Civilization ちょっと待って言えない。Civilization Civilization、Civilization、はい、もう例えばああいうゾンビ映画とかって全部そういうもう文明が全部発展しきった、テクノロジーも全部どっか行った、もう go back to the beginning、 全部最初に戻るような、そう例えば洗濯だったら川でしてとか、武器もこうねなんかそこにある棒を使ってとかっていうテクノロジーがなくなった時に人間はどう振る舞うのか、あるいはその先にある結局終わりの人生まで結局愛がラブが残っていて、で最後の最後までこう恋人同士は愛し合って、そこにセクシュアリティっていうのは関係なくて、例えばウォーキングデッドではゲイカップルの人たちが出てきて、で最後の最後までこう愛し合ってるっていう、そうなった時にこう結局愛の形っていうのはね、本当に世の終わりになった時でも人が求めるもので、その形はどんなものでもいいっていうのも分かったりとか、ショーンがその好きな理由としてね、こういろんな、ゾンビ映画から現れ出るこういろんな本質的な部分っていうのを見れるのがすごい好きっていうことで、あとは最後 take for granted。 Can you spell it? typing
Take for granted Take for granted Take for for F-O-R and then granted G-R-A-N-T-E-D
はい。take の後ろに何かを入れて、例えば don't take it for granted っていうと、それを当たり前のことと思っちゃいけないよっていうような意味ですが、あの映画から分かるのは全部がね、こう当たり前にあるものじゃないっていうのが分かるっていうのも、そのショーンがゾンビ映画が好きな理由っていうことですよね。そういう意味では、ゾンビ映画全部そうだと思うんですけど、ウォーキングデッドってね、確かあれですよね。ショーシャンクの空に。Do you know the movie's name?
Shawshank Redemption.
ショーシャンク、The
Shawshank
famous movie, ショーシャンク
Redemption.
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 Yeah.
That director, right?
Is it the same director?
Can you look it up?
Yeah, I could search. Yeah,
多
I
分
didn't know that.
そうだったと思うんですよ。
Yeah.
ショーシャン
interesting.
クの空にの監督の人が多分ウォーキングデッドの人だったと思うんですよね。なのでショーシャンクの空にって結構ヒューマンドラマじゃないですか。でもちょっと待って、間違ってたらダメだからダブルチェック。
Yeah, I'll double check now. Shawshank Redemption, Walking Dead. Yes. Yeah, it looks like it. Frank Darabont, I think it is. Frank Darabont.
じゃあゾンビのモノマネしとくわ。
screenwriter.
僕ゾンビのモノマネしとくな。I'll be making zombies.
Yeah, so he did Shawshank Redemption and Walking Dead, you're right.
合ってる？
Yeah.
そうそうそう。ショーシャンクの空にってね、すごいこうヒューマンドラマな感じの映画だと思うんですけど、あれを作った監督さんなので、結構なんかね、深いテーマがあったりするんですよね。Yeah, so yeah, now I've understood why you love zombie movies. It's so, persuasive.
Yeah, it's like, it's not so much about, I mean, yeah, zombies are very cool and funny to watch, but it goes kind of deeper than that, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some zombie movies out there which are terrible and just don't have any special meaning, but most of the ones that I like have that kind of social commentary background to them. So, but yeah, I mean, aside from the social commentary thing too, this might sound a little bit dark, but from those kind of movies where, when the infection first starts and the outbreak starts and everybody's panicking and smashing windows and trying to escape the city, that kind of situation, I always think, like even now, like in real life, about what I would do in that kind of situation. So, if there was some kind of disaster or some kind of big global event that made everybody panic, what would I do and how would I react in that situation? Like we talked about it briefly in the Halloween episode, right? I said, okay, what would you do if a zombie attacked now? And you said you'd grab the coat hanger in the corner and then maybe go to your family and rescue them, right? So that's the kind of thing that I always think about.
Okay.
Like anytime I go to a new place or a new area, I think, okay, where are the fire exits? How can I escape out of this room if there's an emergency? And it really makes you think. Like, it sounds ridiculous, it sounds crazy, but if there was an earthquake or like a tsunami or something, important. I'm like, okay, how do I get to safety? What's the quickest way out of here? Where do I go? And I do all of this like preparation in my head. So I'm like planning an exit like all the time. I get, judging by your facial reaction, you don't do that. Right?
No, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
Really?
I would imagine, but not the case of
zombie
pandemic.
Well, yeah, so, of course, yeah. But like from watching zombie movies and that kind of panic, it makes you realize like how should you behave in that kind of emergency situation? What should you do? What are the first things you should get? Like health supplies or food or cans of food or something. Then where do you go next? Where's the safest place? So I think about all those kind of things, especially living in Japan, where natural disasters are, happening all the time. Earthquakes and tsunami and things. In England, I didn't have to worry about that type of thing, but in Japan, I have to think about it all the time.
Yeah, in Osaka, you don't need to worry that much. But about earthquake.
You say that, but apparently there's supposed to be some big earthquake coming to Osaka that's been predicted.
Tsunami.
Right?
Yeah, so I also got a backpack which has a lot of supplies.
Okay, you've prepared that already?
Not in a new house, but in my family's house. I have two backpacks.
See, even I don't have that. So now who's strange?
Really?
Yeah, I don't have that kind of kid.
Because I think not all Japanese, but most Japanese
have
were
that.
so ready,
Yeah.
After the big earthquake
That's
in
right.
Tohoku area. And then like we always talked about where we should evacuate.
Yes.
And how we should call.
Yes.
Yeah, I talked about it with my family.
Right.
But in your case, what's your plan? Like when, not zombies, like something
happens. Yeah. Well, when I moved to my new apartment, one of the first things that I did was check where is the emergency evacuation center. Luckily, it's only 5 minutes from my apartment. It's a high school. So it says that you have to assemble at the high school on the second floor because that's the highest point of the whole area. So I know where I need to go. But yeah, I need to maybe put together like a bag with some supplies and water and a torch and some batteries or something in there too, to get ready.
そうですよね。なのでまたゾンビの映画を見ててショーンが思うこととしてもしこれが実生活で起こったらと。でそれがゾンビの話だけじゃなくて地震だったりとか特に日本に来てからそういう災害のことを考えるようになったと。なのでソータのその顔だとなんかしなさそうだねって言われたんですけどいや意外とそういうところはちゃんと考えてますよという話はしてて家族ともエバキュエイト後でねスペルやってもらいますけれどもどこに避難するのかとかはぐれた場合ここで落ち合おうねっていう場所を決めてたりとかあとはうちの場合ね大好きなレオピがいるのでシェルターとかってね動物入れなかったりしたりするのでその場合どうしようかっていう誰がどこで見てどうするのかっていうのとかあとは大きなバックパック1個1万円の 10,000 yen and which has a lot of supplies、のやつを2パックぐらい買ってすぐに出られるように結構置いてたりとか熊本のね地震の後に結構それは僕も用意してそうなのでそういうねお話って大事ですよねっていうお話と、ショーンはどこに逃げるのっていう話をして、高校に逃げるっていうことで、don't grab guns ガンじゃなくてね、
No, that's right.
swords ね
Swords, yeah.
そう刀持って前のエピソードのね続きですけれども刀持って何だっけ自転車に乗れって
That's right.
ride
Yeah.
a bicycle
See, now you've learned. You
そ
know.
うゾンビが来てた場合はねそう弾なくなる銃じゃなくてソードを手にして、
Yes.
で自転車で逃げろっていう話でしたけどなのでride a bicycle and go to
Maybe
high school
maybe we shouldn't tell the listeners that you should get a sword and a bike because then when the zombies come, there's going to be no swords and bikes left for us, right?
お前ねみんなもう一目散に自転車の方に向かってるかもしれへんもんねこのエピソード聞かれてる方々はねなので僕たちはゾンビに食べられる心配がないのでもうすごい安心に毎日過ごせるかなと思うんですけれども Can you spell it evacuate?
Evacuate. E-V-A-C-U-A-T-E.
はい、避難するとかあるいは evacuation center とか、あとは evacuation shelter
Yeah, evacuation shelter. Yeah.
あるいは shelter だけでもいいかな単独でその避難場所みたいな形で使ったりもするので結構外国人の方がね困ってたりすると助ける英語としてthere is an evacuation center とか I want everyone to help foreigners
Yes,
when
yeah.
they're in trouble
Yeah, please do. Yeah. See, this is useful vocabulary.
You what?
This is useful vocabulary,
Yeah,
right? I mean, we joked at the start, oh, it's about zombies, but no, there are some very important
確かに
things
結
in
構
here.
真面目なお話になってきてるんですけど Can you go crazy? ちょっとなんかおかしな方向に行ってくれる番組としてさ
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I mean, going back to like topic of zombies, I think the scary thing is that when the zombie infection starts, like everybody is trying to keep away from the zombies, but it's scary how quickly it spreads to everyone. And it's like, oh yeah, the whole of New York is now infected. It's like, what? The outbreak started last week. So it's crazy how quickly it spreads. So that's something else that I think about a lot as well. I mean, especially now with, coronavirus situation, if we imagine how quickly that's spreading compared to, if it was a zombie outbreak would spread even faster. Scary, right?
Scary
But I'm just trying to think, like, if an infection came to Osaka, where would I go? Where would be the best spot to make a base in Osaka?
I have a question
Yeah.
If you could become a zombie, what type of zombie would you like to be?
If I could become a zombie.
そう、もしさ、噛まれてさ、ゾンビになるのはどうせならさ、どんなゾンビになりたい？
I would probably be. I would like it if I turned into a zombie that I got some kind of like superpowers. So you know in Resident Evil how they mutate and they change into like big kind of beast type zombies. I'd want to be like that.
Why?
Because I'm so small and skinny. So I'm small and skinny now. So if I was a small and skinny zombie, that'd be no good, right? But if I got infected and like my arms became huge, like smashing things down, like a big scary zombie, that would be pretty cool, I think.
But I think you. No offense, but you look. I shouldn't say that. Like I think. You not. How can I explain this? Like if you became a zombie, you would look really cool.
You think so?
ゾンビっぽいよね。
ゾンビっぽい。
You're like zombie.
So I'm so skinny.
いや、なんていうのかな。なんやろ。おるやん、ゾンビキャラ。皆さんちょっと伝わらんかな、これ。ゾンビ。
何の話？
ごめんなさい。いや、言葉にさ、どう言ったらいいんやろうと思って、もしゾンビになったらすごい似合うと思うよっていう言い方にしたんですけど、なんかこう、ゾンビ映画に出てったことある
？Yeah.
Have you ever, been on any movies?
No, but a bunch of my friends who are like movie directors and like TV producers and stuff, like they have made zombie movies, and like I've messaged them before and said, "Oh, can I be a zombie in the background, please?" And they're like, "Oh, no, we already have 20 people for zombies, so we don't need you." Oh, okay, yeah. But if I could, I'd love to be in a zombie movie or TV show.
Not now, sorry. You look like a researcher, like who is in a zombie movie.
Oh, like a scientist.
そう。なんかゾンビ映画のさ、なんかこう、
So you think that I would be like one of the first to kind of change into a zombie, maybe?
漏らすやつ、ウイルス漏らすやつみたいな感じ。
Right, yeah. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, you look like the scientist who is going to spread that,
I've created a new formula. It's going to cure the world. Oh no, it's a zombie virus.
You look like that. ちょっとそんな感じする。こう、ゾンビのウイルスの世の中に撒き散らした主犯格みたいな。
Yeah, well, I mean, about four years ago, my zombie Halloween costume at that time was a zombie scientist.
A scientist?
Yeah. I got a lab coat. Like with blood stains on it, and I did the makeup, and I kept my glasses on as well, and then like had blood coming from my mouth and stuff. So that's fine.
Okay,
I'm not offended.
よかった。いや、どう言ったらいいんやろうなと思って、なんだろうな、ゾンビに見えるとかそういうわけじゃないんやけど、なんかゾンビになったらすごい似合うやろうなっていう、あと演技うまそう。こうゾンビのこう。もうとにかくゾンビ。You're a zombie. なんていうのかな。
What about you? What kind of zombie would you become?
僕はね、犬。ワンコの犬が。ワンコのさ、ゾンビ。
So you'd kind of transform and have like weird arms and legs into like a dog.
Yeah, dog zombie.
Dog
They're
zombie.
cute. かわいいやん。ワンコのさ、ゾンビやったら可愛くない？
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you would be like what, like a Chihuahua style?
可愛いね。
Yeah, like a Chihuahua zombie.
いいね、チワワゾンビ可愛いね。あとはマンチカン、レオピのマンチカンゾンビとかでも。可愛くない絶対。They will look really cute.
That'd be a good idea because then people would be like, "Oh, it's a very cute dog," and they'd come to stroke you, and then you'd be like, "Wow," and then you'd bite them, and then they would turn into a zombie.
But when it comes to dog zombies, always the same type in movies.
Yeah,
so
like,
do you know anything about it?
They're always like Doberman, right?
Yeah.
Doberman style dogs. I think because people have that natural fear of Doberman dogs anyway. I think usually like in horror movies and things, they always have Doberman dogs as like demon dogs, right? Glowing red eyes and that kind of thing. So I think a lot of directors, they just use Doberman as the zombie dogs because they are what we are naturally scared of. So you played the first Resident Evil, right? The first game on the PlayStation. So do you remember there's a scene when you are walking through the mansion and there's like a long corridor and there's like a corner and you turn the corner and you're expecting like a zombie to be there, but the corridor is empty. And you think, oh, okay, it's safe. So you start walking down the corridor, and when you get about halfway down the corridor, these Doberman dogs like smash through the window. Honestly, right, it takes a lot to make me jump, to be scared, right? When I was 10 years old playing that game and that scene happened and the Doberman zombie dogs smashed through the window, I threw the control pad at the TV. And I was like, threw the control pad down like that, and it broke.
Really?
Because I just like threw it so hard because I was so shocked. So yeah, Doberman zombie dogs are maybe the scariest, I think.
It's too scary for kids to play.
Yes.
子供にとってはね、バイオハザードってね、すごい怖いゲームだったなと思うんですけれども、僕が聞きたいのは、なんでね、犬のねゾンビにチワワとかいないんだろうって。チワワとかさ、ダックスフンドとかってめっちゃ可愛いやん。そう仮にゾンビやったとしてもさ、うわ可愛いなーってなって、仮に構えられたとしても、うわ可愛い可愛いとかで終われそうやんか。そうで、もううわやばい、この人に殺されそうってなったらさ、バチンって叩いたったらさ、ほっぺたスラップするだけでさ、チワワとかってやっつけれそうな感じがするから、チワワでもええんちゃうと思うんですけど、いつもゾンビ映画に出てくる犬って大体同じドーベルマンっていうのかな、じゃないですか。でそれってなんでなんていう話をしてたんですけど、なんでショーンに聞いたんか分からへんけど、でもショーンの回答としては、もともとゾンビじゃなくても犬はすごい怖いっていうイメージが人間にあるからじゃないっていうお話から、ショーンがねこうゲームをしてた時の、お話になったんですが、そろそろこう番組も終盤に差し掛かってきてるんですけれども、So any comments on zombies?Any
other comments? Is there anything that you wanted to know about zombies? Because I'm the zombie expert, so now's your chance if you wanted to know
question?
Anything. Yeah.
Wow. So if you made a zombie movie, created a zombie movie, what would it be like?
Oh, that's really interesting. Well, I told you before that I like this whole idea of social commentary. So my movie or TV show would probably have some kind of social commentary on that.I would like to try to do something connected to social media, because now you see it on the train. You look at everybody; they're on their smartphones, right? Just kind of scrolling through Twitter or Instagram or whatever. Everybody's like focused on that. So if I could make a zombie movie, it would probably be something like some kind of Wi-Fi virus that everybody who has a smartphone becomes a zombie, right?So the only people who don't use Instagram or don't use Twitter, they are the survivors.
Almost nobody.
Right? So, yeah, I think that would be like a good social commentary, because then that would be saying to people, don't use your phone so much, enjoy your life in the real world rather than through Instagram. Otherwise, you will get infected by the zombie Wi-Fi virus.
Sounds fun. What is the title?
Why zombie?
Why zombie? Okay. Yeah, so if it comes out,
yeah, somebody stole my idea. So
yeah, I will definitely watch the one. はい、スティーブン・スピルバーグさんもし聞かれてたらはい、ぜひショーンとねタッグを組んでいただけたらと思うんですけれども、もしショーンがゾンビ映画を作るならばどんな映画を作りますかという質問で最後終われればと思うんですが、Wi-Fi から感染するゾンビということで、その Wi-Fi とか使ってる人は、ゾンビになっちゃうとほぼ全員やんっていう、この世の中の人だいぶゾンビになっちゃうなっていう話やったんですけれども、でタイトルは Why ゾンビというらしいです。はい、2980年、12月31日、
はい、ぜひ見てください。
そうですね、はい、ぜひ見ていただければと思います。はい、では皆さん今日のエピソードはいかがでごめんなさい、噛んじゃった。今日のエピソードは、I get infected。今日のエピソードはそれちょっと今日感染しちゃったのかもしれないね、ゾンビに。そうこの Wi-Fi 使ってるしね。
いかがでしたでしょうか。
はい、今日のエピソードはいかがでしたでしょうか。感想をね、ぜひ、ハッシュタグ台本なし英会話レッスンのツイッターであったり、インスタグラムの台本なし英会話レッスンのアカウント準備がもうほぼ整いましたので、台本なし英会話レッスンで検索をしていただいて、 そこに投稿しているコメント欄にぜひ番組の感想を残していただければなと思います。アカウント見られるのがちょっと恥ずかしいと思われる方は DM でもいいんですけど、その DM のはなるべくこうストーリーに載せてこうシェアするように心がけて、であそこのハイライトに残すようにして、皆さんでこう交流できるような、アカウントにしていけたらなと思ってます。で結構僕のアカウントにはすごい番組の感想たくさん届いてて、例えば1トピックに対してでもアメリカに住んでる方からのコメント、日本の、方からのコメントだったり、その経験をしたことがある人、あるいはこれからしようとしている人とか、なんか本当にね、毎回のエピソードでこの視点もあるかっていうようなコメントいただくんですよね。それをなんか自分だけが見てるのはすごいもったいなくて、いろんな人にももっとそれ見てほしいなって、でいろんな多様性の社会を作れる第一歩になるんじゃないかなと思うので、その思いも込めて、コメントはシェアしていこうと思いますので、ぜひチェックしていただいて、冒頭にも述べてましたが、ツイッターの更新も、あるいはインスタグラムの更新もしてますが、全部英語のソータで検索していただくと、もう漢字英語のソータで調べてもらうと出てきますので、ぜひフォローしてください。ショーンは、SEANBRADLEY1986
ピンポン
で、出ますのでぜひ、フォローしてゾンビ聞いたよ、ゾンビなんていうのかな、ゾンビのエピソード聞いたよっていう、ゾンビがショーンっていうわけじゃないけど、ゾンビのエピソード聞いたよって言ってあげてください。 Do you want to say something?
Yeah, let me know, if anybody else is interested in zombies like me. Yeah, you can send me a DM, we can talk about zombies, that's fine.
I want to make a nickname なんかニックネーム作りたい。ゾンビとショーンをかけたような、なんかこう
We'll think about it.
なんやろな、なんか考えよう。ショゾンビ。
Sean Zombie, I guess.
そうなんか、モンスターショーンとかでもいいかも。そうなんでもいいけど、なんか皆さんぜひニックネームのアイデアがあれば、
think of a nickname.
教えてください。ではまた次回のエピソードでお会いしましょう。バイバイ。